We'll be reflecting on marriage. That is the very deep form of relationship. But I'd like to ask the question, I'd like to reflect on this fact. Do I call it a fact? Well, it's a proposition which is open for your comments. What is marriage? Because the talk now and the move now and the murmurings now and the statements going out now is a big question which I would like us to try to find answers to for today and for tomorrow. So the first question is marriage an obsolete institution? I repeat, is marriage an obsolete institution? Is it really outdated? That is the principles and the outlines and the philosophy of marriage are not in consonance with the times and the season we're living in now. The information and the standards are becoming so obsolete, so outdated, that people are finding it out of place. So, is it trying to slow down the evolution of mankind for a better tomorrow? Is it a hindrance? Is it a form of limitation to human? We are very creative, we are very explorative, we are very adventurous. Is it trying to limit our adventurous thinking and adventurous mind? What's this thing called marriage? Who started it? And what's the big deal about it? And many of our youth, even some of our adults that were married before, are reconsidering their decisions and want to know the reason why. So that let all of us, we are human beings, we're supposed to float together. Because we live in, there is a only single world, the whole universe. Just we're on different planets there. All of us are human beings. With red blood flowing in our veins, with same brain made of gray and white matter, with the same anatomy. The major differences between us are because of our environments, the weather in which we live in, of the environment we live in. We in Africa, because of the heavy sunshine, the heat of the sun, the ultraviolet rays, so our skin went through adaptative processes of mutation and adaptation processes. So we had melanin to protect the layers, to protect our skin against the scorching sun. And the people in the temperate region, because of their cold environment, they have lighter skin. And that is why when there is summer, you see the whites going to the beach, staying on top of their penthouses to have a good load of sunshine. They say sun tanning, to make their skin to become darker. So we are all human beings, so we need to work together to help one another to grow better. So in this case, my first question is marriage institution still all right with us? And why are there so many separations? If it's all right, if it's going well for us, if it's to work for us, why are we having so much pain, so much heartaches, so much separation, so many divorces? On do I say daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis? And different statistics are presented in various countries and various cultures, but there's no culture under the sun where we don't have separation or breakage or divorces going on monthly basis. I don't want to say daily basis because I don't have the statistics with me right now. So what really is this thing called marriage, and why is it so important? People just talk about, people just try to play with it or to engage in it. Or which word do I use? Or do we use? Then the next is, of what value is the purpose of marriage to you and I, to humanity, to mankind? These are some of the questions you and I need to ask ourselves. And those who are married, did you consider some of these questions before you got married, or you just consider that, well, people are getting married, you need to get married? Is the in thing, is the culture of our community. I think they say I'm of age as I'm an adult, I finished school, I'm already working, I already have my own business, I already have my own company, I can take care of myself and somebody else. Or I just like her, just like me. Just say, let's do marriage, and you marry. But after you go married, you start to see some other thing and say, what is this thing? And that's where issues of separation and divorce and these questions come up. So did you ever try to consider what is this thing called marriage before you get into it? That's why I always like that song, In This Kind of Situation, by Dandy Livingstone. Only before you make your move, my friend, check out yourself. Before you take that bold step, if that's why in marriage they will say this thing is not something you go into trivially without deep consideration. Cool. Can there be a really better alternative to this thing called marriage? So if you don't marry, what do you do? Or you are born, you grow up, you attend school, you finish school, you start work, you have your own accommodation, and you travel around the world, enjoy different places, make friends. What then? Okay. So share your opinions and ideas, please. And so you answer to some of these posers in your own comment. But I'd like to present this to you. There are some of my findings, because I did guidance and counseling. I studied guidance and counseling for my master's program, and I did my paper on my research paper on marriageability of youths in my own area here of undergraduates in some universities in Nigeria. But what is ongoing now make me to come out and say, what is this thing? What's really going on? And what can we do about it? But from the little I've been able to gather, we put this across, that what is marriage and what is the purpose of marriage? Or what are the purposes of marriage? Because if purpose of thing is not established, that's why and where abuse is inevitable. Because some that got into marriage did not actually try to find out the real purposes of getting married. Because marriage goes beyond what is called love in quotes and sensual satisfaction. It goes beyond beauty. It goes beyond I like you, you like me. Let's just live together. Let's just go and sign the dotted line. It comes in different ways. So it's for companionship. It's for partnership. It's for assistance. You see, no one can live in this world alone. That is why that song that was it by Westlife? Lean on me. Lean on me when you know strong. See, you know the song? Everyone, we all need somebody. You see, it didn't say we need people. We all need somebody to lean on. And you also remember that song by Whitney Houston and Dolly Parton. I will always love you. Then that one by Teddy Pendergrass. It's so good, ooh, when you love somebody, somebody loves you back. So you need somebody you can partner with on the journey of this life. Not a casual person, but somebody you can live with, somebody that you can share your pains and your joys with, somebody you can share your dreams with and will not stab you in the back. Somebody you can rely on, somebody you can call upon, somebody that will always be there for you. There's always someone like that for you in this world. And that will call your outro. That's why they call it the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh, because you're able to find such a one. You know that marriage is one of the best things that can ever happen to you if you marry rightly. Taking note of all the considerations that need to be considered. So, apart from companionship, marriage also offers fulfillment and contentment. If you marry and you marry rightly, you will be able to see that you find fulfillment. You need to actualize. Your mind will be set to you. You will not be feeling palpitation negatively. Your blood pressure will not, because you know that you have somebody that loves and cares for you and is building a life for you. You don't just like each other for beauty, for the physique, for the handsomeness, for the monetary gains, because he has money, she has money, he has good business, he's well connected, and is very good in bed. After that, there's more to life than all these things, money and sex. We have some proverbs in Yoruba. Allow me to state them and I will interpret them speedily. He said, èyí tó wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀fà ó ju èje lọ. That is in Yoruba. That is when you are doing your counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's saying that the figures beyond 6 is more than figure 7. Because after 7, you have 8, 9, 10. So that is when you say you're getting married. There's more to it than money, fanfare, somebody to call my own. No, it's a lifelong commitment. And in Igbo land, they have another one that's similar. They say that to be a man is not a day's job. To be a man is not that to be masculine, to develop your physique and 6-pack or 8-packs. It is that to be the head of a home, to be able to put your home together, nurture the home, bind the home, show the home love and care, and what it takes. You say that it's more than just having or just having muscles. It takes a lot of commitment. So, also, marriage calls for unification of mind, of spirit, and purpose. Because when you say you're getting married, you have a purpose, you have a goal. What kind of home are you looking at? What kind of children are you living at? What kind of life are you looking at when tomorrow comes? Suppose the beauty is no more there. What gives? Suppose the money that used to flow heavily is no more there. It's now coming to good, no, because business fluctuates sometimes. What give you? Will you still love him? Will you still love her? Will you still appreciate her? Suppose she's not good in bed like she was at the beginning. Will you still love her? Suppose he's not good in bed as he was at the beginning. Will you still love him? Will you still care for him? That's the people say, different comments about the sexual performance of their partners. They get disillusioned. Did you marry him because of that? And there's a problem. So these are some of the things to be considered. So marriage also offers sexual purity. Because if you are married and you understand the principles of marriage and the sanctity of marriage, even if you want to get according to some cultures, you want to get more than one wife. At least not that you just sleep with every girl that that attracts your attention. Because that case, that's when this STDs and STIs start to spread and damages are done to different sets of people. Because sometimes a woman that is having these STIs or STDs, when she get pregnant, if it's not detected on time, some of these things have been found to affect the growing fetus in her womb, especially this herpes virus types 1 and 2 and some others like that. So it offers for sexual purity. Your mind is settled. You don't really say you want to be using protection. When you use protection, it is the one you just use for family planning, but you are not afraid that you may contract one disease or the other. So, so marriage is an earthly phenomenon that was designed for comfort and well-being of human beings. So if it is well considered and well done, then there will be joy, there will be peace. So please, what's your opinion? Is marriage institution really outdated or is it obsolete? So if it is, share your opinion. What are the things you see? If it's not, then what can be done? What is really wrong with it? So we also understand that marriage can only work for those whose needs it can meet, it can fulfill. If you know you need companionship, if you know you want to live a life that is free of worries about STDs and STIs, you know you need a friend, you know you need a confidant, somebody you can trust. Though some of the challenges we have now is because of insincerity in the process, courtship or dating before the marriage is done. But if you know that, yeah, this is what you want, then you won't rush into it. You won't allow anybody to deceive or misguide you into signing the dotted line. Do you really love me? Like one girl, I said it before last week, when one lady shared her story. She loved this man, but this man, Victoria Chinasa, thank you for reflecting with me. God bless you. Please share your comments and your questions and your opinions. It'd be really appreciated and I will respond to them accordingly, please. Thank you so much. You are appreciated. And those of you that have not been able to see your name, but you are reflecting with us, you are welcome. So marriage is very good. It's the best thing that can happen to you if you're able to get it right. So if you are not yet married, I say congratulations. Then consider all these things. If you're a lady, don't if the problem comes with this thing, you know, it's not it's not a religious matter, it's just a question of common sense. This guy says he loves you, cares for you, and until you sleep with him, you are not showing your love. Sexuality is not love. One of our legends, music legends in Nigeria, sang that song. We call it Lady Onyeka Onwenu. You can go to YouTube and search for her song. He said, "If you love me," she sang it with King Sunny Ade. He said, "If you love me, you wait for me." Okay, he says he loves you, and he's trying to say, "Okay, show it by sleeping with me." You slept with him, and one way or the other, this leads to pregnancy. Or what do? You say use protection like condom, but condom is not absolute. Go and Google it. It can tear, the thing can leak, anything can happen. So it happens. You get pregnant, you tell him. How many of these young men nowadays we readily agree that yes, I'm ready to marry. So before you go to that thing, set all those things. Then you go to dating. What are you dating me for? What's the purpose of this dating? If you say we are going out for what, you are not a baby anymore. You are not, unless you're a teenager. But even if you're a teenager, don't do it. You don't risk your life. Your life is not for playing game. Okay, pregnancy comes. That's why we have so many baby mamas now. I'm going to ask them they're not happy with it. Okay, you say, okay, baby mama, the man accepts. In some cases, they don't accept. If he accepts, he now say, well, I'm ready to marry you, but I'll take care of the baby. You now start to live by yourself, nursing that baby. You now become a single mother. And it's been proven that the role of a father in the life of a child is different from that of a mother. That needs balance. You can go and Google it. Researchers have shown that the role of a father in the life of a child leads to more stability. Yeah, you are the mother you love. And both parents especially leads to more stability. I like the story of a lady. It's on the media, so I can share it. Simone Biles, one of the best gymnasts in the US. She had parents who had problem with substance use. So the social system decided to now give her for adoption. Thank God her grandparents were around. So her grandparents were the ones that signed up for adoption, and they are the ones that adopted her. And two of them raised her up, and she's now a joy to the world, a joy to America, won many knowledge. So the trauma was still disturbing her to some extent, but she survived it because she had grandparents that were there for her. She still loved her, her parents still love her, but because one way or the other they got into that challenge, and not called problem of that substance use, you can see the need for good parenting and the husband and wife staying together. So when you have a good marriage, two of you work together to make sure it is well done. So it is not wise to go into marriage without knowing what is marriage and what marriage is not. So marriage, as I said earlier, is more than love making and saying I love you. It is a living organism. I studied biochemistry in school by God's grace, and being a science student, you learn about biology. I know they try to make biology at least for everyone to study, especially in Nigeria here. I did integrated science. So you know about living things. Living things feed, they grow, they move, they produce waste products. So marriage is a living organism. It grows. That's why you hear people talking about 5 years anniversary, 6 year anniversary, 10 year anniversary. And when you are talking about this anniversary, people are expecting to see some level of maturity in their marriage, in the way they relate with one another, in the way they manage one another, in the way they affect lives of the society around them. So it feeds. What does it feed on? It feeds on love. It feeds on care. It feeds on tolerance. It feeds on endurance. It feeds on commitment. It feeds on empathy. It feeds on understanding. It feeds on compromise here and there. Because I may not agree what you thought totally, you may not agree what I thought totally, but we meet halfway for the sake of our home, for the sake of our joy, for the sake of my joy. You know that this thing will make me happy. That thing will make you happy. Okay, suppose it's about food. You grew up differently. You are eating different things at your different parents' home when you're growing up. But now when you meet together, what you grew up eating, there are some you might not have tasted before, or you might not have liked. But your spouse likes it. And your spouse grew up liking it. You do say because you married now, you stop taking it, or she stops taking it altogether. You find a way to meet halfway. So that is part of all marriage. Give and take. It's about what it feeds on. Not this is, I'm not bending for anybody, not even for you. You can't tell your spouse that. That's part of it. So when you understand all this before you sign the dotted line, then you know how to manage it. It grows, like I said. Then it produces waste products. You know, waste products are the things that are removed from the system so that they will not contaminate the system, because by the time the system is growing, it's producing. What are the things? Attitude. There are some attitude you might have had before you got married, but by the time you get married and by the time you are interacting with your spouse, you see that these attitudes are not tolerable, they are not acceptable. Then you need to jettison them. You know, waste products are sent out of the body, so you need to find a way to deal with that attitude. You may have some behaviors or some habits before you can't say, ah, no, I can't change you. Can. That's why I grew. That's who I am. As I grew up. No, I did little psychology, and if you go and check it out properly, habits are learned, and it's been proven that you can unlearn them. It just takes on time. That's why people go for psychotherapy. People go for psychoanalysis. People go when you go for therapy, they will not tell you take this step, take this step, take this step. You learn them, you can unlearn them. There's also classical conditioning and a lot of other methods which the therapist will guide you to use. So that is part of what marriage is all about. And what is unique about marriage? Marriage is unique. What's unique about it? Number one, it is a lifelong relation. It's designed to be lifelong. That's why, pardon my chuckling. It's just that people don't quite understand it. That's why they find the belief and they are bewildered. But they know that this thing they need it in their life. So when people marry, they have problems, they separate, they divorce. You know, they remarry again because marriage is, they need it. You need that companionship. You need that somebody you can talk to. You need somebody you can lean on, somebody you can confide in. When you get home, you need, you know, it's a place where you make right what is challenging or troubling the outside world. Whatever is happening, especially here in Nigeria, with all this politics and all this, some of this abnormal. But when you get home, you have your spouse. When you come back, say, "Hello, darling, you're welcome. How's the day been? Wow." Don't even go to that. I can't even. You can't even understand half of it. I can't, I'm all ears. I'm yours. Okay. Now, we don't want something. Do you want juice or just water for now? Okay. I've got some orange, some juice I've just squeezed. Yeah. Okay, take that one. Let's stretch your legs. Then you start talking. You see that your nerves will calm down, your blood pressure will come down, everything. Then you'll be ready for tomorrow. Even you have a better night rest. But if you don't have something like that, you get stressed. You just think and think and think and think, and worry and worry and worry. Nobody to share the problems with, and you can't just share some problem with just anybody. You need to know that you can't share with your girlfriend or with just a casual partner. You put yourself in more trouble. In more trouble. So it has been proven. So it's an exclusive legal contract. It's exclusive. That's why I say my husband, my wife, mine. Does it sound possessive? No, it's a thing of joy. It's nothing you don't share. You can share a lot of other things. You can share food, you can share money, but you don't share your wife. It's exclusive. It's exclusive. That's where it's designed to be. That's why it is a very serious offense all over the world, except in some cultures. You don't sleep with another person's wife. Even the Bible talks strangely and strongly about it. He said the man that goes to another man's wife is like somebody that is sitting on coals of fire. So you get burnt. And there's nothing he can do to redeem himself because he will pay dearly for it. And in many cultures all over the world, even those that are not Christians, it's an abomination for you to be caught with another person's wife. another person's husband. So it is exclusive in that it's a lifelong commitment psychologically, because you always think about one another. And that's why those who break the tenets of a good marriage cause heartbreak and heart pain. Financial commitment for both of you, because you are building you are building your life, you are building your business, you are building children, leaders of tomorrow. Spiritually, you are together. That's why the Bible advises don't be unequally yoked. You that is believer, don't marry an unbeliever. Because you say you want to pray, say praying to who? Praying about what? Please, your noise is disturbing me. Cease your prayer as noise. You say you want to read the holy book. Say which holy book? Book written by who? Where did you see the God that wrote it? And start to ask you questions that you cannot answer. Because nobody has ever seen God. They believe it's the word of God. So you can see problem. So you marry somebody that have the same faith, the same belief with you about the supreme being. Otherwise you may find yourself in trouble. If both of you don't believe, you're on the same page. If both of you believe, you're on the same page. But if one believes, the other one does not believe, you're just playing with a problem that may resurface. So though some try to just say, well, I don't mind. Just be doing your God, I do my God. So which one do you give the children? When they come, you go with your mother, you go with your father. So um so it is a continuous process because it's for life. Okay. So please, whatever your own opinion, please share it. Is marriage obsolete? Is it outdated? Is it for the previous generation not relevant to us now? Where will the children grow up? Who will take care of the children? That means if marriage is not well nurtured, do we just give birth to children and let them roam about the streets, or leave them on their own, or just share them? You have two children, the man takes one, the woman takes one, you just separate. What kind of future are you looking at? So you can see everything must be done to protect that marriage institution. Thank you once again for reflecting with me on my challenge Sinuga reflection. Till we meet again, thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you. Okay, so um, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. So, what's your opinion? Is marriage obsolete? Please, let's have your answer. Like, then, okay, let me see. Is marriage outdated? Then, Chinaza, thank you. God bless you. you. God bless you.